Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We know that helping your clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about what they eat or coming to the gym for a few hours a week. We have to look at a holistic approach. We have to take into account stress management, sleep, support system, mindset, lifestyle, and of course, exercise. And we can't leave out nutrition. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we help gym owners and coaches build successful habit-based coaching programs without reinventing the wheel. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Basics of Nutrition Coaching, CrossFit Preferred Nutrition Course. In this podcast, I'm going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful and professional habit-based coaching program without reinventing the wheel. All right, let's get to this week's episode. This week, we have Lindsay McDonald. She is our chief of staff, our first mentor that we ever hired at HSN Mentoring. She actually was a nutrition client doing so well that I thought, man, she needs to come on our team. Actually, that's how we've invited every single person on our team. Every person on our team has run the program successfully at their gym. They're either gym owners or nutrition coaches. It's really important to me that we all practice what we preach. We're not just telling you what to do, we do it ourselves. These mentors are so passionate about helping gym owners build successful nutrition and habit-based coaching programs. Why? Because that means our impact is so much greater. We're helping more people prevent chronic disease when we are empowering the people who can reach more people in their communities. Well, today's episode, Lindsay and I go through the top 5 most common mistakes that gym owners make and coaches when building nutrition coaching programs. We talk about a lot of different things, but after each mistake, we give actionable tips to help you prevent and fix those mistakes if you are currently making them. Let me just tell you that I've personally made every single one of these mistakes. Make sure that you tune in until the end where I give you some extra bonus tips. We will get to this episode right after this message. All right, I want to take a second to talk about HSN Mentoring. The number one question I get asked is, how does it work? Well, at HSN Mentoring, we teach you the business systems and the nutrition coaching to help you build, launch, and grow a successful habit-based coaching program. It's pretty simple. You start off by booking a free call with me or Lindsay. We want to make sure that you understand what goes into the program. We want to make sure that our nutrition philosophies align and that it's a good fit for you and for us. If it is a good fit, then we invite you to sign up for the program. The initial investment includes 2 subscriptions to the training. We know that owners who go through the training themselves are going to be more successful when launching the program. You as an owner are the leader of your tribe. You need to know what is going on. But a lot of owners don't have the time to wear all the hats. Let's be honest, doing all of the tasks to run a successful nutrition coaching program is probably not something that most owners can do. We need to understand, but hopefully we have someone that can head up the program and do those day-to-day tasks as well as helping coach people. So that initial investment includes the gym owner and nutrition coach. You go through an initial training that includes online modules, 7 mentoring calls, and it also now includes 3 months of nutrition coaching. We want the coach who's going to be coaching clients to see it and be able to experience it from a client's perspective. So you get to be coached by one of us at our HQ location. The last step of the training after the online modules and the 7 mentoring calls is a coach evaluation. We want to make sure that you're successfully able to apply all of the information. Here's the deal. You can go through online courses, but that doesn't mean that you graduate and you feel confident. Our goal is we want all gym owners and coaches to feel confident when launching their programs. So you go through that initial training, you get all of the help that you need. You have someone holding your hand, making sure that you're doing it right so you feel confident launching your program. The average gym takes about 6 weeks to go through the program. It's about 30 hours. So once you graduate with the training, you have all the systems, you have exclusive access to the HSN app, which will be your place to manage all of your clients. You can track habits in there. There's educational videos, messages, everything is done. That's your house for nutrition coaching. After that, you have ongoing support with HSN. This is the biggest thing that separates our program from anything out there. It is the reason why we have a 98% retention rate with gym owners and coaches using our program, even during COVID. Why? We are invested in your success. We want to watch you grow your program because at the end of the day, that means that you're impacting more people and we're able to help people prevent and fight chronic disease. Every single month, you have a mentoring call. We give you new content to help you support the growth of your program, to post on social media, and there's new educational resources for your coaches to give to your clients so that it's not a stale thing and you're not resurfacing the same conversation every single time you meet with your clients. Most nutrition programs have a length of engagement of less than 3 months. At HSN, it's over 9 months. The average client is staying closer to 12 months with our program. Why? Because we have a habit-based approach and we don't just focus on nutrition. We look at the whole person. We use a holistic approach. All right, I want to get to this episode with the top 5 mistakes, but if you're like, hey, Nicole, I need this help, I want this support, grab your gym owner. If you are a gym owner, book a free call with me by just clicking the link in the show notes. I hope to talk to you soon. All right, let's get to this episode on the top 5 mistakes when building a nutrition coaching program and how to avoid them. Lindsay, welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Hi, Nicole. Thanks for having me today.
We were just talking. It's been way too long since you've been on the podcast. You've been busy helping all the gyms get launched in the new year, running nutrition programs. And so many gyms that we haven't talked to in a while are now like, hey, I'm ready to really focus on this in 2022. Let's skyrocket my nutrition coaching program.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I think we said it's been about 4 or 5 months since I've been on a podcast, which seems crazy, but through the holiday rush, the new year. But yeah, gyms are settled and they are all set to really fine tune these details. So pretty pumped for today.
I'm excited to talk about this topic because the truth is I hear these same 5 mistakes over and over and over again. And if we can give some gym owners, some gym managers, some coaches, some clarity on how to avoid these mistakes, it will save them so much time and help them grow a successful nutrition coaching program so much faster in a gym.
I completely agree. And I think us being able to share what we've seen maybe holding you back is going to save you money and save you time. And I think that's a really great opportunity for us to share that today.
You know, it's interesting because you actually started as a nutrition coach years and years ago, running our nutrition program in a gym. So you can speak to all of this from personal experience. I have personally made all of these mistakes. And even though we talk about them all the time, there's still gym owners, especially the ones that are not involved with HSN, that make these. I talk to gym owners on free calls every single day. You do too. And it's something that we need to take seriously because the truth is gym owners that are doing nutrition coaching really well and have avoided these mistakes or fixed them have drastically grown their nutrition coaching programs over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I agree. And there's so much value in being, helped and guided to what to do, but there's also value in being guided on what not to do. And I spent many years doing the what not to do prior to coming on board with HSN. So I'd love to save gym owners some time today.
All right, let's get to it. We don't have all day, unfortunately, although we could talk all day, and we will talk all day because you are going to be part of the live workshop in September that we're doing. But let's get to this. Let's start with the first mistake that is we see all the time, right? The intake process, the free intro, someone new comes in. We were just having a conversation before we hit record, like gym owners are looking for new leads. They want to get these people signed up. And instead of giving them the best option, they sign them up for fitness only. Let's kind of dive in, like what should the intake process look like and what should it not look like based on our best practices?
Best practices, I mean, that front end offer, you have to think that is the first experience typically for a brand new member being exposed to what your business is about and what solutions you offer. And they are there with a problem. They are there with a goal. They are there for a reason. And we need to make sure that we are bundling that fitness and nutrition into that solution from the very first conversation that we're having with individuals, because in reality, that's going to get them closer to their goals. And that's why they're there. I think some people leading that front end offer, that free intro, they may be worried about, asking for too much money or charging too much and just always going back to that fitness only solution. But we know that's only part of the answer.
I've seen so many different ways to semi put nutrition in the front end offer, right? Oh, well, I have them sign up for fitness and then I have them do this other free intro called a no snack intro after I get them started with fitness. I have them do a one-time consultation as part of our intake process. There are so many different ways that we've seen not having a solid front end offer. So, at HSN HQ, the way we structure our front end offer is people start off with an on-ramp for personal training sessions. They start off with nutrition coaching, 3 months of nutrition coaching, and it's tiered based on accountability and support. So the highest tier would be coming in person every 4 weeks, weekly calls. A lower tier would be coming in person every 4 weeks and then weekly messages through the HSN app. Most gyms will essentially copy that model and just follow our lead, whether with the nutrition in addition to their fitness option, no matter what their on-ramp or foundations program looks like. Either way, it's a 90-day option, right? We're not wanting to resell people on day 5 of their journey. We want to get them bought in, seeing really good results for those first 90 days, and then continuing with the nutrition coaching after.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what we used to do 6-7 years ago, we used to have that 30-minute appointment with me 6, 9, 12 weeks after they joined the gym. And, I wasn't getting people converted into one-on-one coaching at that point, because that point, it was being seen as an upsell and not part of what they needed. It was seen as an a la carte or an add-on option, and fitness was the only solution, and it wasn't meeting their needs.
Okay, so I want to bring up one thing. Mm-hmm. If your people, your leads, see nutrition for the first time when they're sitting down in this free intro process, you are missing the mark. Right? We have lead nurture sequences in our CRM. We use Push Press Grow, and they're seeing nutrition information coming from us from the point of giving our email address, giving their email address, giving their phone number. So it's not a surprise the conversation is talking about nutrition, fitness, and accountability. In fact, it's the opposite. People seek us out in our gym because we offer nutrition, fitness, and accountability. There are 5 CrossFit gyms within 2 miles of our gym, and we have people that seek us out because they say, hey, I know I need help with nutrition, fitness. I know I need accountability. I don't just need a gym. I need help with all aspects of this to truly transform my health and my life. So, if you're listening to this, I think our plan is for this podcast to give 1 to 2 action steps after each mistake so that you can hopefully avoid them. So the first thing I would do is opt into your new lead sequence. What emails are they seeing? Do they see anything about nutrition? Do you share a story of a client? Get some quotes, get some Google review screenshots that say nutrition, fitness, accountability, so that it is not a surprise that you are talking about nutrition. So that's one thing. The other thing is role playing the free intro. Lindsay, we actually had a whole nother podcast, which we will link in the show notes, on this specific topic, role playing the free intro. You do this role play, the free intro, during the training process for HSN Mentoring. High level overview of this call. What are the biggest takeaways for gyms? What are the things that you're seeing during this call?
Yeah, it is my favorite call that I lead. And I'll give you an example. One gym that I talked to last week, they have a staff of 3 nutrition coaches, but they have 3 additional staff members that host the free intro specifically. So that call had 7 people, 3 coaches, 3 staff for the free intro, and 1 owner. And we were able to role play how the free intro looks now and how it's going to be changed up and how we're going to integrate that hybrid option from day one. And they were able to give feedback. We're able to talk about troubleshoot, what if there's obstacles in that conversation. But it was amazing because high level, the whole idea is that experience should be consistent for the person walking through the doors, regardless of who they are speaking to. If I'm coming to HSN HQ, I would expect the same experience in the free intro, regardless of what staff member I'm speaking with.
But the truth is people who are nutrition coaches are going to feel more comfortable talking about nutrition because they understand everything. So everyone needs to be trained on that. I remember when Jay started doing, my husband started doing the free intros at our gym, like he rarely sold nutrition and he knows everything about our nutrition coaching program, but we had to role play quite a few times. Like, okay, show me what you're doing now. Let me show you how I do it. And let's see where we can move you. And now every single person that he signs up starts with nutrition, fitness, and accountability, but it comes down to confidence, right? So, if you're a gym owner that has multiple people doing the free intros, are you tracking what people are signing up for between each person doing those free intros so that we can go back and see, like maybe you have one coach that's every single person is getting signed up for the hybrid option, nutrition, fitness, and accountability. Let's see what they're doing differently than the people that are getting no one signed up.
Absolutely. And I mean, it may be the case where you have a coach that really specializes in PT and they're absolutely passionate about PT. So it's just people typically speak more confidently about what they're passionate about. So that value of role play, that's going to be action step number 2, is making sure that we're role playing those conversations to ensure that there is a consistent message. If the nutrition coach is not hosting free intros, have them be a part of the role play so they can add to the conversation. Here's how I would love for you to speak about our program, for example.
Love it. All right. We're moving to top mistake number 2. I definitely made this mistake. I laugh at the experience. I'm sorry for my early clients back in 2012 at Healthy Steps Nutrition. All right. So trying to create a program from scratch every single time. And what ends up happening is it's an informal conversation. Maybe a client gets a piece of paper with some handwritten notes. There's not a consistent follow-up. It's just not a professional experience. And as a gym owner, especially if you're type A, like you want to provide the best experience to your clients because number 1, they're going to see better results and they're going to talk about your program to their following, right? So we want to provide the best experience, but the truth is if we don't have systems or we're just running it by the seat of our pants, it's not going to be consistent.
Yeah, and we're all here to help people at the end of the day. And I use this analogy a lot. If I was speaking to somebody years ago and they wanted to learn how to do a pull-up, I had an SOP and a specific client journey for that individual to kind of go through to be able to reach their goals. If someone came to me and said, I want to lose weight, or I want to feel better in my clothes, or I really want to build that confidence, I would have those general tips, but I would be at a loss for what am I going to give to that person in a one-on-one coaching experience. And the thought, this is back like 6-7 years ago, pre-HSN, the thought of developing that on my own was so overwhelming. I did not know where to even begin.
The truth is if you are making this mistake right now, you're not going to be able to serve as many people as that need help in your community.
Absolutely.
We have calls with gym owners all the time and they say, hey, I feel overwhelmed with 5 to 6 clients. I guarantee there are more people in your gym than 5 to 6 people that need help with nutrition. And expanding that further, people in your community, people specifically construction company workers, like that is who we're targeting at HSN HQ. There are more people that need help in your community. So you need to have this so that you can impact and, serve the people that you want to serve. So, if we're thinking about, Lindsay, one of the other things that I think about as a gym owner is, we will evaluate classes, we'll drop into classes and see, different cues or see different things. But a lot of times in a closed door setting, when you're meeting with people one-on-one, you as a gym owner don't really know what's going on in that consultation with the nutrition coach.
Yeah, I think it's so important to be a part of it and to really see it from the inside out, really see it from that client perspective, just so you have a better idea, can really have those takeaways as to what you enjoyed, what you would change to kind of make your own, but you need that insight.
So, action step, if you are not really sure about what the experience looks like, or maybe you are a nutrition coach, they're like, man, Nicole, I am creating everything from scratch right now. I'm spending so much time behind the scenes instead of being able to serve the people that have signed up for my nutrition coaching program. If you're a gym owner, I would sign up as a client of your nutrition coaching program to see, like, is this the experience that I want to deliver? Or is it not the experience and we need to pivot so that we can increase length of engagement? I think this is a really important metric to be tracking, right? Like, what is the length of engagement with your nutrition coaching program? Are people, continuing after 1 month? Are people continuing after 3 months? HSN gyms, the average 9 to 12 months for nutrition coaching. And a lot of times people will come back and you can re-engage them. So how long are your nutrition clients sticking around for? It comes down to the client experience, right? So sign up as a client yourself, or if you're a nutrition coach and you're like, Nicole, I need some help, sign up with HSN, see what we do. One of the things I personally love doing, and Jason and I have been doing it forever. Whenever we travel, we go drop into other gyms, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we want to see the coaching experience of other experienced CrossFit coaches, because I know that I'll be able to get a cue that I can take back and use in my community. There is something that we'll be able to take away from every single experience that we interact at another CrossFit gym. And I guarantee that will be the same thing with coaches.
Yeah. It's how you grow. It's how you grow. And as you said, you'll be able to learn from them and you'll be able to save yourself some time. And it all goes back to having that turnkey solution to free up the time that you're spending on back-end systems, social media marketing, all of that, to allow you to do what you're really loving, which is working face-to-face with people and helping them.
We actually realized that coaches who were coached by HSN were so much more confident when they launched their nutrition coaching program. Yeah. We have this philosophy, like, let you see it, then you do it. So you learn about it in the education online platform. Then I want you to see it from a personal experience. And then I want you to do it, and let's give you feedback so that you can launch and grow a super successful nutrition coaching program. So we actually started including this in the initial investment with HSN Mentoring, and the feedback has been fantastic. So
phenomenal. Yeah, it's been great.
Kayla actually leads that program. She's doing such a great job. And, I think that's one of the cool things about our team is we all work together. And when we see something like, hey, this could be improved, we've got a core group of team members that are like, okay, what if we tweak this one thing or tweak that one thing? It's not like we're set in our ways. Like, the program has evolved and grown because of all of the coaches' feedback and gym owners' feedback.
Absolutely. It's for an awesome reason.
I love it. All right. So number 3, finding the right fit or appointing the wrong fit to run your nutrition coaching program.
Yeah. This is a really important one, and it can take some pretty transparent and often tough conversations to have. I think, owners may identify a good fit to running their nutrition program. And I think we need to be very clear that nutrition coaching is different from fitness coaching. So qualities that make an awesome fitness coach is great. That's awesome. They're a great coach for a reason. When it comes to nutrition coaching, it can definitely be a whole different ball game. And it's really important to take the time and not rush into any agreement, but really take the time to evaluate, is this the right person for the role? Is it the right face of the program that I really want to put out there? What are their intentions? Where do their passions lie?
There are so many different avenues that we could go down with this question. But one of the things we do coach development sessions every Monday. So we come in and talk to the Facebook group and bring up different topics. And this actually was a topic that we brought up yesterday. There's so many gyms that are growing nutrition coaching programs really rapidly and have to identify who's going to be the next person to help support the growth. So I don't have to have this long wait list. One of the things I would recommend that you do is have them sign up as a client themselves first. Like, see what it looks like from a client's perspective. And if they are interested, if they are motivated, then great, let's move the needle forward here. But the last thing that we would want, and I'm actually thinking of a gym owner that I role played a conversation with her recently. She has had a coach in training for almost 7 months. Like, that's the opposite of what we would want. It should take about 1 month to get 6 weeks at the most to get a nutrition coach up and running in an established nutrition coaching gym, right? Like, they go through the online training, they're shadowing the existing nutrition coach is shadowing them. Then they're running the program and getting their own client list. But I think what happens a lot of times with gym owners is like, we want to do something. So we look around the room and pick the person that's the closest to us instead of the person that is the best fit. So I know we've said this a million times, but I look for someone that's positive. You know, nutrition coaching is all about relationships. Who can have a conversation with anyone and be relatable, have empathy. You know, that is a huge factor. Nurses and teachers make great nutrition coaches, but also people that have been through their own transformation themselves. So maybe it's a past client of your nutrition coaching program that's passionate about nutrition. You know, I think a question that comes up often is, you know, nutrition coaches or other coaches in a gym or staff members selling different MLM supplements and all these different things. And if you addressed these expectations prior to, or they knew more about the program, you're going to avoid tough conversations later.
Absolutely. Your visions need to be aligned 100%. And I think, going back to your point, owners will pick someone who they see as a good fit. And we have to look at it is the role or is the program a good fit for that coach? So I love the idea of them being a client first to really have a more in-depth taste as to a habit-based approach. Is that in line with their vision of health and wellness as well? I love to measure people's follow-through because nutrition coaching is so big on caring for your clients in such a different way, again, than having to coach a fitness class. So is that follow through there? Do they have empathy? Are they able to really communicate effectively with individuals and have that level of care? And will they be at the gym as well? I think if at all possible, being able to be at the gym and really make those connections and build that rapport to assert themselves as the expert are all fabulous qualities.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. This next mistake, number 4, every single gym. I actually haven't met a gym owner that hasn't made this mistake ever in the 10 years.
I have only because their gym hasn't opened yet. That's the only example, Nicole. Only example.
Okay. So, I know you're talking about Michael from Texas. And he is great. He will not make this mistake. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yep. He is fantastic. So the challenge trap. Let's explain the challenge trap. I run a challenge. My people see amazing results. And then day 31 of my 28-day challenge, people are right back to where they started with their habits because we changed all of the things at one time. And it was very overwhelming. And whether your challenge is 28 days or 75 really hard days, like whatever the case may be, you know, after those allotted days, they go right back. And the problem is your nutrition support ends at the end of the challenge. So you have this conveyor belt, you do people's biometrics at the beginning, you have the conveyor belt, people sign up, or maybe they just show up, even worse, to do biometrics at the end. You announce this winner, and then people are like, all right, yeah, good job, high fives all around. And then they're patiently waiting for the next challenge. And the waiting is where they fall off.
Yeah. And this specifically is why we turned to HSN, because we were typical CrossFit gym, 2, 3, sometimes 4 challenges a year. And, I would have people walking around town saying, I work with Lindsay. She's my nutrition coach. And that's great if they're in a challenge and seeing results. But 2 months after that challenge ends, it's like, it's not really good proof of my program if I'm giving them 28 or 30 days of support and then not being able to provide anything in between. But again, it goes back to, I did not have the systems in place to offer that solution in between challenges.
It is not the challenge participants' fault.
No.
That gym owners fall into this trap. I actually wrote an article for the CrossFit Journal called The Challenge Trap back in like 2016 because it was so prominent then. And it is still the biggest mistake gym owners make today. And I think the biggest thing you need to look at if you're a nutrition coach or a gym owner that runs nutrition challenges, the first thing you know to look at is like, what is your client journey? What are people doing before they get started with the nutrition challenge? And what is the option for them to continue after the challenge is over? And that needs to be figured out before you even start planning your actual nutrition challenge. Because if you're trying to figure that out at the end of the challenge, you've already lost those people. It's already done.
Absolutely. And I mean, we aren't saying that we don't recommend ever hosting a challenge. That's not it. It's just the marketing, the purpose, the why behind hosting that event is going to be completely different. For me, it's more a kickstart or a first step into their long-term journey with me. It's a great way to get everybody together. They're super excited. And then they move into that ongoing coaching, that recurring wellness membership. And from a gym owner perspective, that's where the really great revenue stream is, honestly, right? I think people get also super excited to host a challenge because of that revenue that is there once every 6 months or once every quarter, but looking at that reoccurring ongoing coaching membership, and that's what's going to get your members long-term results right there.
And long-term results equals more people talking about your program. More referrals down the road. Yep. Okay, so let's dive into a couple things with the challenge. Number one, launching a challenge at the beginning of the year, like end of January, February, even March is a good time for a first one. Fall is a great time for a second one after school gets back in session and people are done traveling for the summer. We personally at our HQ location run one challenge a year. We actually did a hormone challenge this year. Lindsay, you were a part of it. I
loved it.
Really fun. So different type of challenge that we didn't even target everyone at our gym. It was a small group of people and it was a really intimate, awesome experience for them. But if you're thinking like, Nicole, I make a lot of money off of challenges. Like that's a big portion of our nutrition revenue. Amazing. Launch one challenge, convert those people to ongoing coaching so you can see better results, but then go take this awesome challenge and go host it at different companies in your community. We at HSN HQ make 6 figures a year on employee wellness challenges, not even anything to do with our gym. Those people never step foot in our gym at all. But I know that we're going to be able to serve them, help them, get them healthy, and also improve the morale of their business with this challenge. And it's a revenue stream, a way for our coaches to make extra money, but we're not tapping into this challenge trap at our gym.
Exactly. Yeah. So gyms that have been hosting challenges often with no ongoing coaching, and we're asking them to now switch that mindset and convert people into ongoing coaching after their next challenge. What would be the best way for them to do that? What is our action step for them to be able to make that transition?
It needs to be super clear client journey. Like, what are people doing after the challenge? What is the option to upgrade their membership or add ongoing nutrition coaching as an add-on? From there, you need to actually look at your client journey inside of your challenge. You need to meet people individually at the beginning and at the end. You need to talk to them. Like, what are your short-term goals during this challenge? But what is your long-term goal? I guarantee you not one person is going to reach their long-term goal during a 28-day nutrition challenge. And if you do longer than 6 weeks, people are going to fall off and it's not going to be a good ending experience for you. So I don't recommend longer than 6 weeks for a group challenge experience. Individual coaching, 12 weeks for sure. So look at how you are onboarding people to your challenge. Are you talking about this being the kickstart, or are you just talking about the challenge? If you just talk about the challenge, if you just help them set up goals for the nutrition challenge, you're setting yourself up to the challenge trap.
Yeah, they have that end date in mind, and I want to draw out that piece that you just covered to make sure it's very clear. The main action step from this one is to make sure that you're meeting with your challenge members individually. And I think that is the one thing that I was not doing pre-HSN. It was very much group led. It was one group seminar. People were maybe writing down their goals on a piece of paper, but I did not have access to them, nor was I really having that conversation as to how I could help them not only reach that goal. It was usually a short-term goal, but what other longer-term goals do they have in their back pocket that I can now be a guide for them to reach? So having individual meetings at the front end and at the back end is the main thing that you can add in to help with that conversion into ongoing coaching.
The one other thing I'm going to mention, it's funny, we can go back and forth all day about challenges, because we do a 1-day challenge intensive to get people that are going through training, like get everything that they need for a nutrition challenge up and running in one day. But the other thing I would mention is charging appropriately. If you charge $0 for your nutrition challenge, or $20, right? Let's just say, or it's a $30 buy-in, like hypothetically speaking, it is going to be very tough for you to position the value of individual coaching at $120. So you need to charge appropriately for your challenge so that people want to convert to ongoing nutrition coaching, and they're not going significantly up in what they have to spend to continue with you. That's
Absolutely.
A big piece of the puzzle. And I understand so many gym owners have given away nutrition challenges for free, or charged a really low amount and given all of that money to like a cash prize at the end. But the problem with that is, number one, you have to pay a coach, or you're running all of this by yourself. And as a gym owner, you don't have time to wear all of the hats, and your coach needs to make money off of the program to want to continue to do the work to run a successful nutrition coaching program.
Absolutely.
All right. Now that we are on to coaches.
Yeah.
Number 5, coach development, or lack of coach development. I have seen so many nutrition coaches go through an online course like PN. I think it's a great course, but there are only so many things that you can learn by going through an online course and not having a two-way conversation.
Yeah. It's so important. I think, applauding people going through that level of training. Then you're working with clients. Then what? How are you growing as a coach? How are you honing your skills? So many recommendations, and there's so many client scenarios, and those are changing all the time. How are you keeping up to date with that information? How are you able to work with your clients in the best way, with you keeping up to date with those recommendations? What is the best solution to making sure a coach feels that they're constantly working on their craft?
The problem is that gym owners do not feel confident helping develop nutrition coaches, because that's not their craft. So this is essentially something that you need to outsource as a gym owner, in my opinion, unless you're a gym owner that is a registered dietitian that understands all of this, and you have built this awesome nutrition program. And there are a few that run our nutrition program that are like this. Most of the time we need to outsource this.
Yeah. Outsource to the experts that can have those conversations. I know elements that we offer. You had mentioned at the Coaches Corners that we do in the Facebook group every single Monday. That is a live interactive conversation that we like to bring up topics that we know that coaches are currently struggling with, and be able to have that two-way conversation to help. I personally feel that the monthly mentoring calls that we offer are the biggest source of support, because on those calls, it's really directed towards how can we help that coach? How can we help that coach grow? What are some issues that they're working through with their clients? How can we help and bounce ideas off with them?
We did the NPS score, right? The Net Promoter Score. That was something like, I want to get some more feedback to continue to help grow our nutrition coaching program. And the overwhelming feedback from gym owners, coaches that have been running our program for 6 years and running our program for 6 months was they found so much value in the mentor calls to give them specific actionable steps to help them grow their nutrition coaching program, but also accountability. I mean, coaches need coaches. And I have to say, going to the Net Promoter Score, we had currently sitting at an 86% Net Promoter Score. And I've done a lot of research on Net Promoter Score. I am so proud of this number, and all of you actually are the chief of staff. You lead our amazing team. But it's all of really you guys and your passion and all of your hard work that has trickled down to help these gym owners, and they understand how passionate you guys are and how much you guys go above and beyond to help support them. So thank you.
Yeah, and I think it really helps in that you don't feel like you're on a lone island, or you don't feel like you're just kind of closed off working with your clients and you have questions. Who do I go to help this person? You now have this amazing resource team of people that are there to help you as well.
Absolutely. All right. Holy cow, Lindsay, our 20-minute podcast episode has turned into 34 minutes, which is totally okay. But there's so many important nuggets here. So like action step for coach development, one is figure out your coach development plan. Evaluations on your nutrition coaches are so valuable. HSN Mentoring includes an annual evaluation as part of the annual monthly subscription. So every single year, one of the coaches, ideally the head nutrition coach, if you have multiple coaches, gets an annual evaluation from our staff. If you have never done evaluations for your nutrition coach, this is something that you need to do. You need to ensure the experience is something that you want. We will do it for you, which is what we realized, like, hey, gym owners aren't doing this. Let's just do it for them. Why we're including the annual evaluation. It is part of the initial training for every coach that gets added to a program. They have to pass the coach evaluation. We're not here to nitpick every single thing, but there are some core fundamental things in a nutrition coaching program that we know will set coaches up for success. And if they're not doing these, it's going to hurt the client experience. So why not ensure every single coach is delivering an awesome experience so it takes some legwork off of the gym owner?
Yeah. And again, learn from my mistakes personally, right? Like not having access to something like that coach evaluation. It's a great opportunity to provide positive feedback, to really highlight some awesome bright spots that coach is doing really well, and to just make sure that all those key pieces, because again, we want to ensure that your program is working with clients for 6, 9, 12 months plus. We don't want that revolving door of monthly clientele. We want you to see that revenue, and we want to see your members seeing long-term success.
No, I think this brings up a really good point. We talked about a lot of different things in the podcast episode today, like different types of mistakes, from the challenge trap to the intake process, finding the good fit, informal systems. But the truth is, and this is something that I would be thinking about as a gym owner, if my length of engagement is only 1 month, with like the average length of engagement for my nutrition clients is only 1 month, that means that I have to find new clients to keep my revenue for nutrition every single month, right? If my length of engagement is 12 months, that means I'm constantly compounding and growing my nutrition coaching program. So before dumping a bunch of ad money or dumping a bunch of resources and time into growing a nutrition coaching program, we should be looking at what is the client experience? Is my length of engagement good with the current clients? Or are there some tweaks that need to happen before I start dumping money into adding more people to sign up for my nutrition coaching program?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think the average gym with HSN graduates and they work with about 5 clients. And then we always recommend 3 to 5 every single month. They're staying for the long term. So imagine what that program looks like. Typically coaches are at their max in under a year because they do get that steady increase. But not only that, the ones that they originally signed up are still with them, which is amazing word of mouth.
I think the coolest thing at that point is now you start highlighting those people that have been with you for 6 months, 8 months, a year. At this point, they've lost 50 plus pounds. Now your testimonials are not, I lost 8 pounds during a challenge. I've lost 50 pounds in a year with my nutrition coach.
Yeah,
These are
I've
all
changed my life.
That's
Yeah.
it. Like the total transformation. And we're actually, well, by the time this episode airs, we will have already gone, but we are actually headed to Texas to bring the media team and capture some amazing stories from CrossFit 1836, Matt and Sarah Coim's gym, amazing human beings who've actually not only helped their community in Houston, but have now gone into dentist's office and different engineering offices and launched corporate employee wellness programs and have done incredible things in their community. And then we're going over to CrossFit Be Someone, Josh's gym, who he's just an incredible human being. I'm excited to chat with him in person, but he has built an awesome nutrition team and they've done some pretty incredible things. And, one of our core initiatives this year is capturing all of these stories because the truth is, man, the past 2 years have been brutal for gym owners. If we can cling tight to the transformations and the impact we are having and go back to the why of why we started opening a gym in the first place, it's going to give us that motivation, that push to continue to do all the hard things to impact and change more lives in our community.
I couldn't agree more. And I want to come full circle with what you just said. Imagine if you are showcasing transformations of people that have life-changing success, or they've been with your coach for 6, 8, 9 months, and that becomes that avatar on your social media. And you have somebody brand new coming into a free intro and they popped on your Instagram and that's what they're seeing as the standard. They are not only expecting to talk about nutrition, but they're expecting to work with you for the long term on those goals.
I love it. Lindsay, thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Always.
And we will make sure that it doesn't go this long next time you come on.
Thank you. Yes. Awesome. I had a great time.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I know it was a little bit longer than usual, but man, we just want to help gym owners avoid these mistakes because they're so costly. Not only for your business, but for the client experience so that you can help your clients. We know from the push press reporting that gym owners who successfully have nutrition, fitness, and accountability coaching programs have increased length of engagement, and the revenue that you're bringing in per person, your average revenue per member per month with these clients is exponentially higher. They're worth double to your business. As a gym owner, I don't want 1 million clients coming in the door. I would rather truly impact and change the lives of a few people than a bunch of people. And that's what happens when you have a successful habit-based coaching program. All right, as promised, I want to give you one tip. If you're listening to this podcast and you're like, Nicole, I'm a gym owner and I'm currently making all of these mistakes. I don't have a professional coaching program. I have informal conversations. It can be pretty overwhelming to start. Maybe you're not ready for HSN mentoring yet, or you just want to see what it looks like from a client's experience. Hey, sign up for our nutrition coaching program. You can see what it looks like from a client's experience. You can get familiar with the app, and then we can bridge the gap and let you go through the training process so that you can get your program up and running. Remember, when you sign up for HSN Mentoring, it includes 3 months of nutrition coaching. So you as the owner can get it before you start, pay for nutrition coaching, but then your coach can get it as you're going through the training. You can ensure that it is a good fit for your business. Here's the deal. I have gone through so many different nutrition and business and all these different online courses. But I can tell you the things that I've done the best with are the things that I've had individual accountability paired with that training. I'm currently going through an online course right now. It is 24 weeks. It is 4 hours live every single week. We have to read this book and go through some online modules, but we have discussions about it for 2 hours every single week. You can bet your life that I'm investing all of my time and energy into making sure that I'm getting the most out of this course. Number one, I want to show up and get the most out of it. But number two, I have that accountability because I have those calls. That's why we pair the online modules with mentoring calls. That's why the number one thing that our mentoring clients say they get the most benefit from is the mentoring calls. Even coaches need coaches. So If you are thinking you need some help personally, awesome, sign up for nutrition coaching. If you are ready to get started, you want to avoid all these mistakes, of course you can do it yourself, do it on your own. It's going to take way more time, or we can help you save time and not reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is click the link in the show notes, book a free call with me. I'll give you a demo. We'll talk about the program. We'll talk about where you're at, see if it's a good fit for you. Well, I hope to talk to you soon. Remember, those free calls, gym owners are required to be on those calls. So if you're a nutrition coach listening to this, awesome. Grab your gym owner and book that call. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. We'll see you back here next week.